Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to the Hack Shack, or should I say, the Outback Shack.
Warning, the following accents are performed by total amateurs in an uncontrolled environment. Any attempt to recreate the Australian accents may result in you sounding at best like a South African and at worst like an Indian Geordie.
Now today we're going to be taking part in the Aussie 4x2 challenge. Now a 4x2 is a little bit like a 2x4, but you just turn it on its side. Now this challenge was set to me by my good buddy Dirk over at Sumo's Projects. Now if you don't know Dirk, I suggest you stop watching this crap and head over to his channel right now. The link's down under. Now you see here, Dirk, your sinks might go the wrong way around, but at least you drive on the right side of the road.
So the rules are pretty simple. You've got to use a single 2x4 that's 8 foot long, and you can make whatever you want. I started by cutting the 2x4 in half just to make it easier to handle, and then ripping it down into lengths on the table saw. Now the fence on the table saw was really ropey and it kept moving every time I made a cut, so instead I clamped a straight edge down instead and used that. Then I just ran the sawn edge through the planer just to smooth off the edges. I didn't want to take too much off because I wanted to stay as close to 1x2s as I could. Now initially I was going to use the chop saw to make the rest of the cuts, but then when I measured the curve of the blade it was a little bit too thick for what I needed them. Because after a simple calculation, basically I want to make 1,000 cuts in this 2x4. And with that blade it would give me a final thickness of about 7.4mm, which is a little bit too thin, and also that's assuming I don't mess up. So instead I went to the trusty pull saw, and that's got a kerf of about 0.6mm. So I know what you're thinking, why do you want to make 1,000 cuts, Al? Well, this week the Hack Shack passed a really important milestone, and that was the first 1,000 subscribers. So I just wanted to try and do something to show you all how grateful I am for coming with me on this crazy journey. So the Aussie 2x4 challenge seemed like the perfect opportunity to do something like this. It's a really fun community challenge that kind of ties everyone around the world together, and it's this community that always makes me want to go back in the Hack Shack and keep making stuff. So what I initially thought was going to be a really nice idea, I'm about half the way through now and I'm really starting to wonder what on earth am I doing. This little pull saw was an absolute beast and it really saved my ass on this project. And although it had like 21 TPI, it did leave a really smooth finish. But I just wanted to sand the pieces down a little bit just to take off any rough edges. I'm not one of those guys that hates sanding, I actually find it quite therapeutic. But by the end of this, my fingers were literally bleeding, so I won't be sanding anything for a while. Now, it wouldn't be the Hack Shack without getting a can of the old Montana out, so I just gave them all a quick coat of green. Super green. I remember the first time I logged on to the YouTube creator channel and I saw the people's names pop up who'd subscribed. And I saw people who I knew and that made me really proud, and I saw total strangers and that made me feel really grateful. And then I also saw some people that made me squeal like a little fangirl. Now, just like the Wall of Awesome, I'm really grateful for every one of you and you all deserve a mention, so this is kind of the only way I can think about going about it. The fact that you all give up your free time to come down to the Hack Shack really keeps me inspired and keeps me motivated. So maybe now it makes sense why I needed a certain thickness on each of the pieces and why I had to knock down some of the rough edges, because I'm making dominoes! 1,000 may seem like a trivial number compared to some of the big channels out there, but this is the first sort of real milestone for me that made me step back and go, wow, something's really happening here. And I hope you all know that you're making a real difference in my life.
So there you go, guys. I know this isn't really a build video, and I have absolutely no intention of winning the 4x2 challenge. I just wanted to do something to show you all how grateful I am for taking the time to check out the Hack Shack. Now, time is the most important thing we have in this life, and the observant of you may have noticed that there's a large portion of my face missing. And the reason I look like a sort of inside-out Chopper Read is that I'm trying to raise awareness for the Movember charity. Us blokes have a real problem when it comes to talking about the challenges that we face, whether that's sort of mental health challenges or physical health challenges. I'm awful at talking about sort of the issues in my life. The missing moustache is kind of supposed to represent all the blokes that ran out of time long before they should have done. There's 1,000 people watching this nonsense, and I don't know whether it's my dashing good looks, but like a good 95% of you are dudes. And I'm not going to ask you for any money. If you want to donate to Movember, that's fantastic. I'll put a link down in the description. But I will ask you to do one thing, and that's to reach out to somebody. Whether it's a friend or a stranger, if you can just reach out and talk to them, open up about how you're feeling, about the problems that you're facing. If you have any challenges, ask them how they're doing. You never know, you might save somebody's life. I want to say a big get well soon to Bob Lee. He's been a real supporter of the Hack Shack right from the beginning, and he's not very well right now. He's in hospital, so I wish you all the best and a speedy recovery, brother. So thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next time.